I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to say about it. I don't know what it means, but it's very striking.
Amazing. I've got to tell someone about this. Hey, all you people. Hey, all you people. Hey, all you people, won't you listen to me? Skibbity beat about a boot about a daddy now, yeah. Thank you.
They're burning all the witches, even if you aren't one. And it's just for fun.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for tuning back in, and thank you for coming back and for all your patience. Today we're going to be continuing the Kaylor timeline, and we're going to be going into the Reputation era and exploring how that came about. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click that little notification bell, as well as check out the Google Doc as well as my other social medias, and let's get into it. So last we left off, Kaylor was in a great place. They were out and about, they were living it up and just living their best life, and they were pretty solid. Then on the 1989 tour, around June 25th through about June 28th of 2015, the 1989 tour went to London, and the boat incident happened. June 29th of 2015, Taylor posted a picture of her with her friends that included Karlie in London, and she captioned it, "Little known fact, Karlie is secretly an unofficial historian, but it did not go down well." So you have to remember that Hyde Park was the first time that the girls were seen in public for over 4 months, right, since Kissgate happened. But after Hyde Park, we figured we were going to get some like damage control, and we did. Kissgate happened, and then Victoria's Secret fashion show happened, and the Brit Awards happened, and the Fun Fair, as well as the fashion shows where Taylor said that her publicist would get mad at her if she were to explain why she was there. And so a lot of things happened in a short amount of time with the girls being together. So they weren't seen together for about 4 months until like Hyde Park for the 1989 tour. After Hyde Park, we got some damage control from PR perspective. So Taylor, Calvin Harris, Karlie, and Taylor's parents, Gigi and Joe, were on this boat together. The pictures came from a private photographer, and he placed them on his website under a PR tag. And we figured this out within like 10 minutes of them being posted on Tumblr. So Taylor wasn't too happy about that, you know, of course. So then she actually hopped onto Tumblr and liked a post that said that Kaylors make the girls uncomfortable, and that they need to stop saying that they're fake dating people and that they're turning into like other shippers. And the reason why that doesn't make sense is just because that Taylor follows over 20 Kaylor blogs, if not more by now. And Karlie had been liking Instagram pictures the night before that had captions that were totally like not platonic. Some said hashtag Kaylor is real, and others talked about them dating. And Karlie's sister was also favoriting tweets on Twitter that weren't platonic at all after Hyde Park. So you can see how they were like, maybe we'll get away with this after the Victoria's Secret fashion show, kind of like the false god vibes. And then Hyde Park happened, and it kind of sparked that Kaylor flame again, and Taylor seemed to have panicked. But the effect that had, Kaylor blogs ask boxes were getting filled with a lot of hate. Some people do think it was petty on Taylor's part, partially because she did something like that again a few months later. But the whole thing didn't end there, because Karlie was actually publicly mocked for an entire day in the tabloids over there in the UK because of the way Taylor tried selling like the whole boat ride. It led to a fight between Karlie and Taylor because Taylor was acting really weird when she got to Dublin June 29th. She didn't post a thank you for them on Instagram like how she usually does for every town that she visits on tour. And she actually hid from 3 fans at the airport, and Calvin didn't stunt at all while being there either. So for those who don't know what the boat incident is, like I didn't when I first researched this, that's what it is. It was basically this reaction that Taylor had that publicly humiliated Karlie and discredited Kaylor's and everything that Kaylor's and Taylor have been through up to this point. So that was June 29th. What I find interesting is that June 30th of 2015, Taylor actually performed Holy Ground as the B-stage song in Dublin, Ireland. And so that was all during Pride Month as well. And I think that that's probably where the line, "I wounded the good," from Daylight comes from. Then July 4th of 2015 happens, which I find to be pretty loud and pretty gay. Black Swan was an infamously gay movie. Unicorns, Are You Kidding Me? And Flamingos, which have been known, I think, in the LGBT community to resemble some sort of familiarity. Then she goes back out to the 1989 tour July 6th, 2 days later. And then July 10th and 11th of 2015, 1989 tour goes to the MetLife Stadium. And Karlie had been working in Europe for a couple of weeks and was in Rome before she flew back to the States for that show. We knew she could go back in time for Taylor's 2 MetLife shows. And since we know she would be incredibly jet lagged, we figured she'd likely just go home, sleep, and attend the second show the next day. But that's not what she did. So she did go home, but all she did while she was there was change and then head to the show with Kimby. And a man from Taylor's security team picked them up, and then they went to the show. There's a video that was taken backstage where Karlie and Tree hug, and Karlie states that she came straight from Rome for it. And then Karlie's bodyguard said to Tree, "Taylor's gonna yell at me if I don't take her right now." Kimby and Tree hugged, and then the bodyguard whisked Karlie away to take her to a very impatient and in love Taylor.
Tree, he's gonna yell at
The I Came Straight from Rome video is extremely important because of 2 reasons. One, Tree seems to know Karlie and Kimby well, which is particularly interesting when it comes to her knowing Kimby. There's no real reason why Taylor's publicist should be familiar with Taylor's friend's sister, unless, something else is going on where Tree would know the Kloss family. And then the second reason it's important is because the poor security guy sounded so stressed out.
Tree, he's gonna yell at me.
Taylor had clearly put pressure on him to get Karlie to her immediately. So they spent time together after the show, and Karlie went to the second night, so they knew they would see each other. But, that wasn't enough, apparently. Taylor wanted to see Karlie the minute she got back, so she sent her team to pick Karlie and Kimby up and bring... So she sent her team to pick Karlie and Kimby up and bring them to her as quickly as possible, and that speaks volumes about how much Taylor loves Karlie and probably about how sorry she is as well. Taylor also gave Karlie a shout out on stage at that show, and when she said, "Mostly the change cannot be attributed to geography. It can only be attributed to people who came into my life after I moved to New York. So if that's you, pat yourself on the back. I love you so much."
Right now, I just wanted to say that my life has been all about sharing my stories with you, sharing my secrets with you, my innermost thoughts, my deepest feelings, all that. But my life seemed to change a lot. About a year and a half ago, when I moved to what is, in my opinion, the greatest city. Changes in my life, and so you started hearing me sing about different things, and you started seeing my life change. You got me seeing, you cut my hair, got a haircut, but mostly the change, it can't be attributed to geography. It can only be attributed to the people that came into my life when I moved to New York. So if that's you, pat yourself on the back. I love you so much. And tonight, I feel like we're about to take a trip down memory lane. And I guess my question to you is, Jersey, would you like to join me?
Karlie just watched the first night, but she actually walked the stage the second night, and One of my favorite Kaylor pictures ever is actually from that walk that they did. And then that night, Karlie made like a little sign that says "Bake It Off" and tagged Taylor as like the little cupcake, which I thought was really cute. Taylor posted a picture July 11th about that night, and in all caps she captioned it, "I adore these girls." She posted another picture of her and Uzo Aduba doing White Horse together, and she captioned it, "When Uzo Aduba walked out, it provoked one of the loudest screams from the crowd I've ever heard." And then she goes, "I just love her," which sounds freaking familiar. July 17th of 2015, Scott Bruchetta, CEO of BMR, and Scooby Bruchetta, future purchaser of BMR, film an interview together talking about the music industry. So what this says is they were in contact and at least friendly, if not talking business, as early as July 17th, 2015. Now, July 21st, 2015, the VMAs happen and Taylor actually gets into a miscommunication tiff with Nicki Minaj. So the VMAs happens, Nicki Minaj tweeted about the struggles of women of color winning awards, and Taylor misinterpreted it, and she said, "I've done nothing but love and support you. It's unlike you to pit women against each other. Maybe one of the men took your slot." And then Nicki, tweeted back along the lines of like, "This isn't about you, stay out of it." And Taylor tweeted back again. She goes, "If I win, please come up with me. Like, you're invited to any stage I'm ever on." I guess that they spoke pretty quickly, privately, and probably through like immediate like cell phone contact, because 2 days later Taylor said, "I thought I was being called out. I missed the point. I misunderstood, then misspoke. I'm sorry, Nicki." And then Nicki tweeted back, "That means so much, Taylor. Thank you." And then Nicki also tweeted, "I've always loved her. Everyone makes mistakes. She gained so much more respect from me. Let's move on." And then Good Morning America also commented on it with a quote from Nicki Minaj saying, "We spoke for a long time on the phone. We were cracking up laughing. It's over." She really wants to cherish and hold on to the narrative and reality of having a bunch of girlfriends this era in 1989. A lot of people think Delicate was written July 23rd of 2015 because Lori McKenna had tweeted when Delicate came out how Taylor went to 2 sold-out shows at Gillette, which is a 1989 tour stop that summer of 2015, but Lori McKenna was actually a co-writer for a Red Era song, When You Think of Me, and I think that it would have been the Gillette stops on the Speak Now tour. And so I don't think that Delicate was written in 2015. I actually think Delicate was written way earlier. And then late July of 2015, the Wildest Dreams music video is shot. July 2015 is also when Diana starts dating Winston. That's the person she'll later marry in October of 2016. August 3rd of 2015, Karlie turns 23 years old, and I love that video. It's actually one of my favorite Karlie Kloss videos. She is so cute.
It's my birthday! I'm turning 23, so I thought to celebrate, I'd bake a cake. And while the cake's baking, I'm gonna tell you 23 things I've learned in my 23 years. If you have free time, FaceTime your family. Hi! I'm baking cake, you want some? Hard work pays off. Take time for yourself. But if you take too much time for yourself and you're late, make sure you have baked goods. Not everyone's gonna like you, and that's okay. If someone calls you a giraffe, that's okay too.
Which is what Taylor called Karlie in the Vogue BFF Friends video.
She is very talented and very kind, and she's able,
and also features a giraffe in the Wildest Dreams music video in relation to Karlie, not to mention the feminine giraffe in the Taymoji, and Karlie's Instagram name about being a giraffe.
Blondes seem to have more fun. Coffee is a gift from the heavens. Failing's okay, so long as you learn from your mistakes. Wear colorful things. Life is too short to always wear black. When given the chance, hold a baby. Every now and then, step outside of your comfort zone. It makes you grow. Choose happiness. Choose sleep. An emoji says 1,000 words. This is how I feel about my birthday. The best accessory is a smile. Or a newspaper. Always let the person with the longest arms take the selfie. That's usually me. You're never too old to call mom for help. Make sure your alarm is set for AM, not PM. I've made that mistake. And the last thing I've learned is that I still have a lot to learn. Ah! Okay, cake's ready. So normally I bake really healthy. No butter, no eggs. Today I'm making a funfetti cake. And you know what? It's my birthday, so I'm gonna enjoy it.
I actually watched like all of her birthday videos previously this past August, like in a row, and I was legit crying because I love her outlook on life and how she is as a person, how she holds herself. I just really like Karlie Kloss. But anyway, August 3rd, 2015, Karlie turns 23, and Taylor posts a birthday picture saying, "Some of my best memories have been with this girl, laughing in the kitchen. Happy birthday to the ray of light that is Karlie Kloss." It's the same picture where Karlie's wearing the same outfit that she went to Taylor's for lunch in, and the same picture that people say kind of portrays the concept of bearding with Calvin in the front and Karlie in the back. And then Karlie left a comment on that photo, and she said so many good laughs and delicious cookies in that kitchen. And she also retweeted the photo and saying so many unforgettable memories plus baked goods and lots of laughs in that kitchen. Looking forward to many, many more. August 11th, 2015, Taylor does GQ. Now, the previous year, Taylor did Esquire magazine, which is a men's magazine.
Gay!
And then August 2015, she does GQ, which is also a men's magazine. Even gayer. So you can see that she's being very subtly loud. In this interview that she does for GQ, August 11th of 2015, she says that the making of 1989 was an example of understanding her fan base. She claimed that everyone at her label, the Nashville-based Big Machine, tried to persuade her not to make a straightforward pop album. She recounts a litany of arguments with various label executives over every possible detail, from how much of her face would appear on the cover to how her co-writer Max Martin would be credited in the liner notes. That's so micromanaging and controlling. And the narrator in the interview says, "As far as I can tell, Swift won every one of these debates." Taylor said, "Even calling this record 1989 was a risk." She says, "I had so many intense conversations where my label really tried to step in. I could tell they'd all gotten together and decided, we gotta talk some sense into her. She's had an established, astronomically successful career in country music. To shake that up would be the biggest mistake she ever makes. But to me, the safest thing I could do was take the biggest risk. I know how to write a song. I'm not confident about a lot of other aspects of my life, but I know how to write a song. I read a review of 2012's Red that said it wasn't sonically cohesive, so that was what I wanted on 1989, an umbrella that would go over all of these songs so that they all belonged on the same album." So she's always been like smart and very tuned into her passion, which is songwriting and music, and catering to her fan base. She said that she felt like she was trying to make the most honest record she could possibly make. The label was kind of asking her to be a little disingenuous about it. She said that they said, "Let's capitalize on both markets," and Taylor had to be like, "No, let's not. Let's choose a lane." And I love this interview because she says, "Am I shooting from the hip?" She asked rhetorically, would any of this have happened if I was? In that sense, I do think about things before they happen. But here was someone taking a positive thing, the fact that I think about things and that I care about my work, and trying to make that into an insinuation about my personal life. Highly offensive. You can be accidentally successful for 3 or 4 years, accidents happen, but careers take hard work. A meet and greet might sound weird to someone who's never done one, but after 10 years, you learn to appreciate happiness when it happens, and that happiness is rare and fleeting, and that you're not entitled to it. You know, during the first few years of your career, the only thing anyone says to you is, enjoy this, just enjoy this. That's all they ever tell you. And I finally know how to do that. And it's so liberating to see her be free in the category of pop, which I found great to see. And then now in folklore, she sounds even more free, going back to her roots a little bit more in like folk and acoustic. And I love watching her musical journey and how she thinks. So then after, you know, in August of 2015, Kanye calls Taylor. Now, this is the famous phone call that derailed everything in Taylor's psyche. In a later interview, she described this setting and set the scene. She says, the 2015 VMAs came around and he's getting the Vanguard Award. He called me up beforehand. I didn't illegally record it, so I can't play it for you. But he called me up maybe a week or so before the event, and we had maybe over an hour-long conversation. And he's like, I really, really would like for you to present this Vanguard Award to me. This would mean so much to me. And went into all the reasons why it means so much, because he can be so sweet. He can be the sweetest. And I was so stoked that he asked me that. And so I wrote this speech up. So August 26th of 2015 is when John Legend went to the 1989 tour, and she gives an interview that day. Swift speaks about the challenge of following the stellar 1989. Does the thought scare her? No. How could the next one be as big? Maybe the next album will be a bridge to somewhere else. Or maybe I'll just go ahead and change everything. I ask for a hint from the handful of songs she's written so far, and she replies with a scoff. No, why would I do that? So by August 26th of 2015, she had already had some songs written for the next album after 1989, which I think was originally Lover, which was originally going to be called Daylight. I also think some of those songs did end up on Reputation, and I think Reputation wasn't planned for, and I don't think that by August of 2015, that Reputation was what she was writing. In this interview that she gives, August 26th of 2015, Taylor also says, I think I should take some time off. I think people might need a break from me. I don't know. I'm gonna hang out with my friends, write new music, maybe not write new music. I don't know. She genuinely looks like she hasn't really thought about it yet. So you can tell she's pretty happy and content, and doesn't really know or care if she's gonna write new music because she hasn't really thought about it yet. So she's, for the first time, just not stressed about the musical career and planning at that time, which is nice to see a little bit, honestly. August 30th of 2015 is the VMA Awards, where Taylor presents Kanye with the Vanguard Award.
You know how many times MTV ran that footage again? Because it got them more ratings. You know how many times they announced Taylor was going to give me the award? Because it got them more ratings. Listen to the kids, bro.
And she posts a picture the next day saying, captioned, being ourselves at the VMAs, which was so cute. Great picture. And she wins an award for Bad Blood. And there's some gifts between her and Karlie that we get that night. Quality content. And you can see, like, she runs after Karlie backstage. So, in the interview that she gives later on, describing the whole incident between her and Kanye, she sets the scene again at the VMAs. She says, I make this speech and he screams, MTV got Taylor Swift up here to present me this award for ratings. His exact words were, You know how many times they announced Taylor was going to give me the award because it got them more ratings? Taylor said she was standing in the audience with her arm around his wife, and this chill ran through her body. And it's so sad because you can see that moment in film and you can see it in real time and how Taylor felt, because she can't hide it and you can see it happening. And it's so sad. And in the later interview, you know, still describing that night, she says, I realized he's so two-faced, that he wants to be nice to me behind the scenes, but then he wants to look cool, get up in front of everyone, and talk mess. And I was so upset. So then he sent his big thing of flowers and the next day to apologize, and I was like, you know what, I really don't want us to be on bad terms again, so whatever, I'm just going to move past this. So that was the second or third strike that she had let Kanye treat her that way. And I always believe, and though I don't always follow it, I do believe that you teach people how to treat you. And that was Taylor again teaching Kanye that it's okay to walk on her. Lorde tweeted about the VMAs too, which I think was really cute. She says, at the after party, Austin leaned down from the banquet, heaving with models and VIP to whisper in Taylor's ear, we grew up on a farm. Way cute. It was cute. That's adorable. September of 2015, she allegedly buys another Beverly Hills home. And September 22nd of 2015, she's with Todrick Hall backstage at the 1989 tour. And Todrick posts a picture saying, my new BFF, thanks Taylor for inviting me to your show. And then another picture of them doing the splits. And I think they're really cute pictures. I really love those pictures. It's adorable. What do you feel? Todrick's friendship started as early as October of 2015. And the next month, October, is actually LGBT History Month. October 4th of 2015, Taylor posted a picture of her and Meredith, captioned, Meredith is allergic to joy. And Ellen Pompeo, who plays Meredith Grey on Grey's Anatomy, who Meredith the cat is named after, actually responded. And she goes, that's because she's dark and twisty. Which I think is cute, and I think it's kind of ironic that Ellen actually responded with that, considering the Reputation album was, in fact, dark and twisty. October 4th or 5th of 2015, Selena Gomez had a album release party. It wasn't really talked about until about 4 months later when Jamie posted a picture of it on Instagram, February 10th. And we just find it suspicious because in the picture on Instagram, February 10th, you can clearly see Karlie in the background. And that party happened October 4th or 5th of 2015. And the only reason it's really interesting is because during that time, Karlie had created a diversion on Instagram, making it seem like she was with her family. And then also early October of 2015, This Love is back on the set list for the 1989 tour for the rest of the tour, which I find interesting because the boat incident had just happened. October 8th of 2015 is International Lesbian Day, which also happens to be the same day that the GQ cover premieres. GQ, a magazine usually catered to women about men. You're gonna tell me that's random? Really? Okay. And then mid to late October 2015 is when Taylor countersued the disgusting DJ who assaulted her in Colorado on the Red Tour. She actually gave an interview around that time saying how things were good. And she mentions how she's so lucky that people seem to like her right now, but in no way, shape, or form is it a permanent thing. She also says in the interview, the album 1989 has produced more #1s on any album in the past, so we're just going to go with it. Then I'll feel like I need to give people a breather from me, because at a certain point they're going to get a little sick of hearing about me, so I'll need to go away for a while then. Depending on my gauge on how sick of me they are, I'll decide on when to put out the next album. I don't think that I would care 1/16 as much if I don't write every song and lyric that you hear me sing. It drives everything. It drives creative ideas about what the music videos are going to be, and it drives the production elements that are going to be on the tour and the stories I want to tell. It absolutely determines everything. Everything's drawn from the lyrics. So, mid to late October 2015, she's already contemplating taking a break. She was already contemplating that in about August or September of 2015. She's like, I think I'm going to take a step away from the limelight. And this is before Taylor Swift is over. Summer of 2016 fiasco all happened. She said, depending on my gauge on how sick of me they are, I'll decide when to put out the next album. And I think at that time she was talking about Lover. And Lover is a very happy album. And it's not breakup at all. And it's not really a breakup album. And it's more of her going back to her roots and also more pop as well. And I'm not quite sure why that was her perspective at that time. And she also said that I don't think that I would care even a little as much if I didn't write every song lyric that you hear me sing.
There are stars next to your lines.
Okay, cool.
So she's saying that she wouldn't care what people say about her or how sick they are of her if she didn't write every single lyric that she sings. Meaning, producers are getting co-writer credits, as they should, for writing the composition of a song. But Taylor is writing every single lyric that she sings. And she also says that lyrics are a huge part and that it drives everything, including visuals. And the last thing she leaves us with is that it absolutely determines everything. Everything's drawn from the lyrics, which I think is just a teaser of there will be no explanation, there will only be reputation, the truth lies in the lyrics. And I think it also balances a little bit on like it's all part of the story.
The girl in my story has always been you.
And she, as early as mid to late October of 2015, is really asking fans to just read the freaking lyrics, please, right? And then she like explicitly says it in Folklore later, like the Easter eggs are in the lyrics, like. And so by this time she's really yearning for just like honesty, you know, and mutual understanding between her and her fans, and especially the general public. That was LGBT History Month in October. And then November 10th of 2015, she goes on the 1989 tour to Shanghai, and you can hear the crowd actually chanting Kaylor in the audience. And Kaylor signs are featured on the screen, and she's like genuinely surprised at the experience.
She felt.
Now, that's also when the U.S. District Court Judge Gail Standish dismissed a copyright lawsuit against the pop star that accused her of stealing another artist's lyrics for her hit song Shake It Off, which has actually come up again very recently this week in the news. That song has been trying to get sued for since 2015. I don't know. I don't think it'll happen. Then she returns to the 1989 tour November 12th of 2015, and then Lily Aldridge has a birthday party November 18th of 2015, and Karlie and Taylor were then MIA for 2 days later. Now, November 23rd of 2015, Scooby Bruchetta Projects posts, "Welcome to the family, Karlie Kloss." Karlie allegedly signed up to work under at least a 3-year contract, but continues until at least 2020, really, which I think just ended in August or September. I think she has new management now. But at that time, November 23rd of 2015, she's under contract under Scooby. Scooby also boasts such clients as Justin Bieber and Kanye West, and antagonizes Taylor's career along with Justin and Kanye. She goes back to the tour November 28th of 2015, and then November 30th of 2015, while they're in Australia and New Zealand, they do like a Swift family road trip. Once again, Karlie isn't active online, usually meaning she's with Taylor. December 1st of 2015, nothing is really online, but then December 2nd of 2015, Taylor posts about the tour trip of December 1st of 2015. Aussie Press, I love your enthusiasm, but my birthday isn't for 2 weeks, and it will be a quiet one this year. Let's take it down a notch. That's cute. And then you can see all the pictures she posts, and Australia, including the animals, is part of a Taymoji pack as well. And she captions making friends on Hamilton Island. I really like these pictures, they're really pretty. She posts a picture of all these flowers that they're together, which I thought at first were like Cornelia flowers. Still not sure about it, but like, okay. She continues the Australian 1989 tour, and then the tour ends December 12th of 2015, so the day before her birthday. Then December 13th of 2015, she turns 26. And I suspect that her birthday was spent in Australia, since it might have been spent there in 2016 as well. I think Karlie posted saying she was in Malibu Beach, California, but I think she was with Taylor in Australia. And she posted a picture saying, happy 26th birthday to my cookie baking, road tripping partner in crime. Partner in crime resembles Bonnie and Clyde, like in Getaway Car. Not to mention, she says Karlie is fly like a jet stream, and in Getaway Car, she says we were jet set. Take that for what you will. Karlie's birthday post for Taylor says, happy 26th birthday to my cookie baking, road tripping partner in crime. Looking forward to a lifetime of adventures ahead together. I hope you had the most magical day and can't wait to celebrate together. And then you can see later on, Taylor posts a picture with Gwyneth Paltrow, and you can see Karlie in the background taking the picture. I think after the 1989 tour ends in December of 2015, I think that's when the Vogue 73 Questions was filmed in LA. The reason I think that is just because you can see that it's obviously winter attire, and that her hair is like cut in that style in the video. And in this video, she says that one of the greatest gifts she ever got was that her boyfriend planted an olive tree in her yard for Christmas. And it's cute because the meaning of the gift actually goes pretty deep. Olive trees are known for being impossible to kill. To remove one requires mechanical and chemical methods, and even then, new shoots will often still emerge from its roots. And then in the video, she blatantly makes sure someone is there to ask her where he should take his wife for their anniversary.
What's your spirit animal?
A dolphin, because they're very social. They travel in groups.
Hey, Taylor!
Oh, hey!
Hey! My wife and I's anniversary is coming up. Where should I take her?
Congratulations, and you should take her to Big Sur. You're welcome.
It's freezing outside.
Yeah, it is.
And she says to take her to Big Sur. I don't know how people dismiss all this. So, 1989 World Tour. The 1989 World Tour Live releases December 20th of 2015. And Karlie had a whole feature, and it was named the Karlie Kam. And it was basically just Karlie gushing over Taylor the entire time.
Shara comes out for a finale, yes. You are killing it out there. I'm so excited, you guys. Yeah, like... It was sweet. That was amazing. I don't know how Taylor does that. She is very good at her job, I have to say. That was fun.
So cute. Then in December of 2015, Taylor actually visited a girl named Delaney in Colorado, which, based off this girl's original Instagram caption, they were set up because Kurt saw others commenting that Taylor should meet Delaney. Kurt then talked to Karlie, and Karlie talked to Taylor. A few days later, the part about Kurt and Karlie hooking Delaney up with Taylor was taken out of the caption. During that stay in Colorado, Taylor had Calvin fly in to Vail for under 10 hours to build a snowman, and then he flew to Scotland like he said he was going to for an interview. So Tree actually used this photo op with the snowman and razoring in the mountains as a ploy to be able to plant with people that they were together for Christmas when in actuality that they weren't. And Taylor even took a trick out of other people's PR books by completely switching what snow pants and jacket she was wearing in the second picture posted to make it appear like the picture was from a different day, when really it wasn't. So then December 31st of 2015, she goes to a New Year's Eve party and she says, "Oh hi 2016," and she's partying with Ruby Rose. She's wearing a mask. This is also another point where I think dress might be referring to, potentially. Out of the Woods premiered January 4th of 2018, and someone posted on Tumblr about it saying, "Can we talk about in the Out of the Woods video when her hands are covered in spiked icicles? Anything she touches she will damage, whether it be herself or others. Does this represent when her hands were tied behind her back and she couldn't defend herself?" Whoa, stop. Oh my god, holy metaphors and symbolism. She's so smart, OMG. I didn't think the Out of the Woods music video could be any more meaningful, and now it is. You are a freaking genius. And then Taylor actually saw all that and reblogged it, and she goes, "Yeah, you keep figuring out all the little clues and it makes me very proud. You're so detective-y." And she hashtagged, "Yes, I know that's not a word. Hashtag, it should be though, come on." So cute. And then January 8th through 10th of 2016, Karlie's actually in LA because a fan takes a picture with her in the airport, so we presume that she was probably there for Andrea's birthday. Again, we never would have known about it, but a fan got a picture with her. So I will be mentioning Diana throughout the following years. Coincidence or not, is relating to Taylor and her lyrics in the Reputation album and the Lover album. And I don't know if it's related or not. I don't know if they're, you know, at this point still talking or friends or anything. I just find it very coincidental at the least, you know. January 8th of 2016, Diana's engagement to Winston Marshall is announced, and she posts Mood. And then February 5th of 2016, in the midst of filming her role as a Catholic nun, she posts a photo of dice with the caption, "Roll 'em." There are 4 dice, 2 large and 2 small, featuring a 1, 5, 5, and 6 on the faces. Remember back in October, Selena Gomez had an album release party. And then now, February 10th of 2016, Jamie posts a picture of it. And you can see Karlie in the background. And at the time that the album party was happening, Karlie actually posted a diversion saying that she was elsewhere. Later, way later in the Lover era, Taylor gives that interview about what happened between her and Kanye. And in February 2015, Kanye gets on the phone with Taylor again. Remember, because remember when the VMAs happened, she's like, "You know what? I'll just forgive him." So February 2015, they get on the phone again, right? And she says, "He gets on the phone with me, and I was so touched that he would be respectful and like tell me about this one line in the song." The line being, "Me and Taylor might still have sex." And I was like, okay, good. Like, we're back on good terms. And then when I heard the song, I was like, I'm done with this. If you want to be on bad terms, let's be on bad terms, but just be real about it. Which is perfectly understandable and perfectly valid. Like, some people just aren't going to like you, no matter what. They're just not going to like you. And that's okay. But don't be two-faced, right? February 11th of 2016, Kanye releases the famous music video insulting Taylor. And what he said happened was that Taylor approved the song, which you can kind of see in the video that Kim posted on Snapchat. But it's also in my playlist if you want to click the link. But what really happened was a completely different version, which you can also see in the playlist, and click the link to that as well. It was complete gaslighting and very manipulative and just awful. So then when that happened, February 11th of 2016, it snowballed. It just snowballed. February 11th of 2016, the famous music video was released. It turns out that he was actually insulting Taylor, and the next day, Austin actually posts a video throwing his Yeezys in the trash. February 2016, I find it interesting that Austin also posted a video of a beach ball floating in a pool, modifying the last line of S. Scott Fitzgerald's The Great Gatsby, with the caption, "So we beat on, beach balls against the edge of the pool, borne back ceaselessly into the past." The F. Scott Fitzgerald quote originally reads, "Gatsby believed in the green light, the orgastic future that year by year recedes before us. It eluded us then, but that's no matter. Tomorrow we will run faster, stretch out our arms farther. And then one fine morning, so we beat on, boats against the currents, borne back ceaselessly into the past." I have no idea what it means. I have no idea how it's connected, but I do know that Taylor was very obsessed with The Great Gatsby and the green light, okay? It started at the end of the Red era and beginning of the 1989 era and continues on through February of 2016. You see a lot of connections between Taylor and The Great Gatsby, especially during the 1989 era. So I think Look What You Made Me Do was probably about the situation that happened with the phone call. I also think Look What You Made Me Do is a little bit cheeky and satirical because Kanye said he made Taylor famous. And then 1989 was nominated for Album of the Year, which is the second time that Taylor would have won like Album of the Year. And I think Look What You Made Me Do is a little sarcastic, being like, look what you made me do, like win Album of the Year. Look what you made me like achieve and be successful at. And I love thinking of it in that way. She says in an interview later on about the song, "It was definitely just like a fun moment in the studio with me and Jack, where I wanted to play on the idea of a phone call. Because that's how this all started. A stupid phone call I shouldn't have picked up." I know that in Look What You Made Me Do, it mentioned Kingdom, which is also mentioned in Hoax, and it also is synonymous with Crown, like in Call It What You Want, as well as like Prince in Miss Americana. In the music video, I also want to say that she's surrounded by 8 male bodyguards, which is basically all her exes, as well as the chandeliers being her exes as well. In the music video, you can see that a different album was set to like fly out, like the jet TSA. She rebranded it as Reputation. And so I think that this was in part about her label, but mainly about the call with Kanye, probably. So you can see that like another album was supposed to be released and then this happened and she's like, I'm writing Reputation. I can't not write Reputation. A huge turning point for Taylor and sticking up for herself for sure. I want to mention that in Look What You Made Me Do, she says, I got a list of names and yours is in red underlined. And in the poem, If You're Anything Like Me, she says, face the you don't know anymore. There's a justice system in your head. In the music video, the Out of the Woods Taylor is the old dead Taylor because Out of the Woods Taylor found herself. And it's also the last music video of the 1989 era as well. So she's trying to bury like the Met Gala 2014 Taylor, which is the last public time we saw her before the 1989 era. And Niall Sjoberg is also on a tombstone dead, which I think means she won't ever hide ownership of what she writes anymore. Maybe. So the dollar bill in the bathtub is also representative of the court case that happened, because remember by this time she had already countersued for $1. The Niall Sjoberg on the tombstone is interesting to me too because that's saying that Niall Sjoberg is dead, and I think it means that, you know, she won't ever hide ownership of her songs anymore after that. February 15th of 2016, the 1989 album wins Album of the Year at the Grammys, and she mentions how other people will try to take credit for your accomplishments. Look what you made me do. Later on in the interview for the Miss Americana movie, she said that she had won Album of the Year at the Grammys for a second time. And you get to the mountaintop and you look around and you're like, what now? She said that she didn't have a partner that she had climbed it with, that she could high five. She didn't have anyone she could share it with, which I find interesting because even in the public eye, PR-wise, she was like dating Calvin, or supposed to be dating Calvin. And then in real life, we are under the impression that she was dating Karlie. So I'm not sure if she's talking romantically or if she's talking like as far as the fans and public go. So I'm not sure if she's talking like romantically, because both in the PR world and real life, she is dating somebody. So I don't know how or why she would say that she didn't have anyone to share it with or climb the mountaintop with, and that she was clueless about what to do then after winning Album of the Year, as if she didn't know what to release next or what to work on next or how to go about it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it means or where she was at or what her headspace was like or what she was thinking at that time. I think the feelings said at that moment in the documentary were probably real, and I think it inspired her to think about getting married to Karlie. 3 years later, Taylor talks with Rolling Stone, and she talks about that experience. She says that the Grammys happened, which is an unbelievable blitz of excitement, followed by her going like, what am I going to make next? And she had no idea what to make next because she was so proud. She says, 1989, I'm still so deeply, deeply proud of that record. But I was like, where do we go from here? I have no idea what comes after this. And so when my life took a very dramatic shift, all of a sudden I knew what to make next, which is a strange dichotomy to feel. Like, whoa, this is all really weird, twisted, dark, and dramatic, but I can't stop writing. She says, I think I would have made Reputation whether or not I actually put out the album or ever made another album again. That album was a real process of catharsis, and I thought I experienced catharsis before, but I never had until that album, because it was creating this strange defense mechanism. And I'd never really done that in that exact way before. The only way I'd done it in the past was with Blank Space, which I wrote specifically about criticisms I had received for supposedly dating too many people in my 20s. I took that template of, okay, this is what you're all saying about me? Let me just write from this character for a second. So February 20th of 2016, she does another interview while this is all going on, and the interviewer says, so what the hell are you going to do with the rest of your life, Taylor Swift? She says, I have no idea, with a sigh that's more blissful than anxious. She says, this is the first time in 10 years that I haven't known. I just decided that after the past year, with all the unbelievable things that happened, I decided I was going to live my life a little bit without the pressure on myself to create something. Being part of this wedding, does it make Swift think about being married someday? The interview happens at Britney Maack's wedding. She says, I'm just taking things as they come. I'm in a magical relationship right now, and of course I want it to be ours, and low-key. This is the one thing that's been mine in my personal life. Honestly, I never relax, and I'm excited about being able to relax for the first time in 10 years. And then it says that Swift takes a sip of her old-fashioned, which is whiskey. She says, I feel relaxed right now. Real love doesn't mess with your head, she says. Real love just is. Real love just endures. Real love maintains. Real love takes it page by page. Which is similar to Don't Read the Last Page in New Year's Day. Which means New Year's Day could have been written New Year's of 2015, New Year's of 2014, or New Year's of 2013. February 19th and 20th, 2016, when the wedding is happening for Britney Maack, Karlie is inactive and Taylor's best friend Britney gets married on the 20th.
My favorite accomplishments of my entire life is that everything in my life has changed except for me and Britney. She was my partner in crime at Brownie's sleepaway camp, and she was my date to the Grammys. I and all of the rest of your friends are overjoyed for you because we know that the best parts of your love story are yet to come. Congratulations.
Taylor actually caught the bouquet. Late February or early March 2016, she posts a picture of her parents' garage saying, back home visiting the parents and just saw this in my dad's workshop. And her dad's birthday is early March, and Karlie is inactive March 4th through 5th of 2016. March 6th of 2016, this would have been the 2-year anniversary of Kaylor and the 1-year anniversary of Taylor and Calvin.
1 year, we got a 1 year cake. We got a 1 year cake. It's 1 year. Yay.
Calvin posts a video of a 1-year anniversary cake, March 6th of 2016. And then also on their anniversary, March 6th of 2016, Karlie posts a picture of the Lovelock Bridge. And she says, Love Lock Down.
Tied a lock on Lovelock's bridge with my sisters.
Better lock it down.
or I won't stick around, 'cause good ones never wait.
Love Lockdown, which is also in I Think He Knows. I think he knows he better lock it down because good ones never wait. And then she posts more pictures in Paris. She says, never gets old. I love playing tourist in this town. March 11th of 2016, Karlie and Taylor go to the gym together. And the quote that they post, nobody cares if you can't dance well. Just get up and dance. Great dancers are great because of their passion. And Taylor posts a picture saying, words to live by and my favorite person to dance with. Kind of like dancing with our hands tied, right? March 12th of 2016, they have lunch candids in LA after going to the gym. You can see Karlie blowing kisses to Taylor. And then March 15th of 2016, Taylor goes to the Bahamas to take pictures. It's a very interesting scenario. Taylor flew to the Bahamas the morning of March 13th. With the 5-hour flight and the time change, she would have gotten there by 6 p.m. and the sun sets around 7 p.m. So there's no way any of the pictures were taken the 13th. Then she left in the morning again on March 16th and flew to Nashville. So Taylor at least had roughly 2 days in the Bahamas. All the pics were taken within a few hours since they were sunset ones, but based off the sun in some of those shots, you can tell a few were taken at the same time since the sun barely changed in some of the shots where she was wearing different swimsuits. Karlie was inactive March 13th of 2016 as well. So she also posts video of Kitty the dog in March of 2016.
It's mine. It's already in my mouth.
Where Patricia was born.
Thank you.
I'm going to expand our search across the U.S. for Norma Velasco.
The hug.
And in the Miss Americana documentary, her mom says when she found out about cancer, she finally got a big dog, which she calls her cancer dog. And the notice of her mom's cancer was publicly made aware April of 2015. So then March 18th of 2016, Karlie's twin sisters have a birthday, and Taylor threw them a birthday party at Omnia, despite Taylor saying that she doesn't know them. And so he happened played that night at Vegas, but Taylor showed up late and left early, so she didn't even see him. She was then MIA after, and we think that she went back with the Kloss family to celebrate. Anyway, this was Taylor looking at Karlie while Karlie was filming her. So cute. Karlie and Taylor are filmed hugging, and actually Kimby kind of tells them to like knock it off and give each other a look. And Britney Maack is there, and Kimby kind of gives like Britney a look while Taylor and Karlie are hugging. After the look is given between them, Kimby actually like taps Taylor to tell her like, hey, like cool it, especially with what happened with Kissgate, right? Just a few months prior. April 3rd of 2016, Taylor wins the iHeartRadio Music Award for Best Tour, and in the acceptance speech, she says that she thanks someone to come home to.
And, you know, for the first time, I had the most amazing person to come home to when the spotlight went out and when the crowds were all gone. So I want to thank my boyfriend Adam for that, and I love you guys so much. Thank you, iHeart. Good night.
And this is probably my last award show for a while, so I just want to say I know my mom and dad and brother are watching, and my most vivid memory of growing up is my mom and dad telling me that I was different and unique and special, and that I could do whatever I wanted with my life. So parents, tell your kids every day they're different, they're special, they're unique, they can do whatever they want with their lives. Thank you for having me.
March of 2016, Diana lists her LA home for sale and plans on moving to New York. So by April of 2016, she lives in New York. Michael asked Diana why she would even sell her LA home, and she says it's because she's been spending a lot of time in London and New York. April 3rd of 2016, Taylor's hair is still normal, but then April 14th of 2016, she appears on the cover of Vogue with bleached hair. April 13th of 2016, Austin posts a video of a snake with the caption, "All things considered, he seemed like an okay guy." April 15th of 2016 through April 17th of 2016, Bleachella happens. She also attends her backup singer's Texas wedding that weekend as well. But someone actually noticed on Instagram that the cover of This Is What You Came For actually matches the ending visuals of Getaway Car on tour. I don't know what to make of it. I don't know what to say about it. I don't know what it means, but it's very striking. Martha actually posted a video from Coachella that year.
Yes! Yes.
And she deliberately left out Karlie while tagging other people, even though you can clearly hear Karlie saying like that the concert's so good. And then Soraya also neglected to tag Karlie in her Instagram post about the Coachella as well. And if there's nothing going on, why is Karlie the only one that they all left out? It's really suspicious. And you can see pictures of Taylor and Karlie at Calvin's set with Todrick and the other friends that they have as well. April 19th of 2016, that Vogue 70 Questions video premieres, which I think was filmed back in December of 2015. And then April 22nd of 2016, Diana posts a Instagram picture saying, "Flashback Friday to this lonely, desperate housewife." May of 2016 is when Taylor and Tom Hiddleston meet and get together. They start their relationship May of 2016. Notice that the PR of Calvin and Taylor was just to improve Taylor's reputation that she couldn't hold a relationship for long. She made sure that Calvin lasted at least a year. Also noticed that her and Tom started literally 2 months after that year was completed. I think it was started probably as a distraction from the Kanye drama. Now, Tom and Taylor started May of 2016, but May 2nd of 2016 is when she supposedly met Joe at the 2016 Met Gala. So, basically, the PR narrative is that she met Joe at the May 2nd, 2016 Met Gala, and Tom, and she's still reportedly dating Calvin. It's a mess, like from the get-go. So, this narrative is set up, and it's the narrative of Getaway Car. This means that Getaway Car, whatever happened, whatever situation it was, already happened. So, I'm not sure if Getaway Car is about what happened with Swiftgron, and if Taylor was the one who was interested in somebody else and was just scared to come out with Diana, or if Diana is basically James in the narrative. May 2nd of 2016, the Met Gala happens, and again, it's a little play on words. And flashback when you met me, your buzz cut, my hair bleached. Even in my worst times, you saw the best in me. At the Met Gala, Joe's hair was a buzz cut, and it was the Met, right? When you met me. At the Met Gala, Taylor actually wears a snakeskin dress. Super clever. And black lipstick. Dress really resembles a previous dress that Karlie has been posted as wearing. At the Met Gala, she is filmed dancing with Tom Hiddleston, and we think Karlie is taking this video.
Somebody put your hands in the air and do it!
Now, the song that they danced to at the Met Gala is the song September by Earth, Wind & Fire, which Taylor actually ends up covering a year later. So the song that they danced to is September. She later covers it. And do you remember the 28th night of September? She later covers it. And I don't know if her covering it is like highlighting the Met Gala and if that was a special night between her and Karlie, or if it's highlighting like specifically the 28th night of September later on or elsewhere. And then at the Met Gala as well, Karlie spilled some wine on her dress, and so she has to cut the dress. But I do think buzz cut is referring to Karlie's haircut that she had way early back in like 2013. The reason Karlie had to cut her dress is because she spilled wine on it, and you can see a video of Karlie cutting her dress where Taylor is believed to be in the background.
Okay, so I just got back to my hotel room after the Met, and I'm ready to go out to the after party, and I'm gonna do a quick cut of my dress. Brandon, what are you doing?
Well, you got a wine stain, so I have to cut it off.
And it's the after party?
Yeah, and we want you to have fun. You're a supermodel.
So, go. Go.
Oh, we're just cutting money.
We're just cutting my dream Cinderella gown.
Ready?
Snip, snip. Weeks and weeks making this dress and cutting it in a matter.
Company. Okay, we're drinking and
cutting. This is a bad idea. Or maybe it's brilliant. I don't know. So we were gonna change dresses for the after party, and instead we're just cutting this dress into the after party dress.
So May 2nd of 2016, that Met Gala happened. She's being called a snake. She bleached her hair. She's dating Calvin still, but like also getting with Tom. Like summer of 2016 has barely started. It's early May and things are getting chaotic. She already wanted to take a step back from the limelight, much more so now. So summer of 2016, May of 2016, she got the Cornelia Street apartment. Later on, in an article posted, the scene is set of how that went. Swift's management team told the previous owner of the Cornelia Street apartment that she needed the place right away. It was urgent in May of 2016. As I understand, she was undergoing some renovations at her Tribeca townhouse. He says once Swift saw the place in person, she instantly fell in love with it. She walked in, and I'll never forget this. She said, "Ooh, it's so crafty." And in Taylor speak, that means I like everything. She asked if she could rent not just the house, but the style as well. So the towels and the dishes and the glassware and the furniture, and just kind of like take your clothes and go, which is interesting. So that's what he did. She was an absolute delight to deal with because she's Taylor Swift, of course she is. So May of 2016 or June of 2016, which is Pride Month, she's in the Cornelia Street apartment, and it was an urgent decision apparently.
So you want to find your light,
of course,
and you want to find your lens. So find your camera.
Yes, that's my
and find
camera.
your light.
Yay! You see that? Can we see it big? That is gorgeous.
June of 2016 happens, which is Pride Month, and she's in the Cornelia Street apartment. And it's the first apartment that she rents, and it's on the west side. In this apartment, there's a fireplace, like in Call It What You Want. There's a chandelier, like in Death by a Thousand Cuts. There's a third floor, like in Delicate. There's a rooftop terrace, like in Cornelia Street. And there's windows facing Cornelia. There being a third floor, like mentioned in Delicate, and her reputation never being worse at the time. It could also be written from just the queer perspective of just like, I pretend you're mine all the damn time, like publicly. So it could also be like about living at Cornelia Street, like the song Delicate, right? We can't make any promises, but you can make me a drink. And she's very into drinking during this era as well, the 1989 era and the Reputation era.
They told me all of my cages were mental, so I got wasted like all my potential.
I also noticed that there's a timeline of a storm. So in Cornelia Street, she mentions that the windows were flung wide open, an autumn air, jacket around my shoulders is yours, and then the storm is coming in Miss Americana. And then she looked through the windows of this love, even though we boarded them up in Death by a Thousand Cuts. And then windows were boarded up after the storm in Call It What You Want. And then daylight happened. So there's definitely like an entire story taking place. A pool is also mentioned in Paper Rings and New Year's Day. So it has a roof deck, a garden. It has a garden. Maybe that's like garden gate. Maybe that's like a garden gate, like summer like summer of 2016 is that summer, like Garden Gate? I don't know. I'm not sure. The fact that the Cornelia Street apartment has a garden, I don't know if the garden has a gate. If anyone does know this, please like comment below. But like, garden is mentioned in Cruel Summer as well as in Betty. June 1st of 2016, Taylor and Calvin's stunt ends. This is also when she moved into / just started living in the Cornelia Street apartment, and Pride Month begins. Calvin tweeted, "The only truth here is that a relationship came to an end, and what remains is a huge amount of love and respect." That was the next day, right? The day after that ended. What we find interesting is that in that tweet, he says a relationship, not our relationship. He tweeted a huge amount of love and respect, not a huge amount of love and respect for each other. Which I guess is like semantics, but like, oh really? Okay. If it was a real relationship, he might use the words like our relationship and for each other. And he did neither of those things because it was a PR stunt and it was strictly like a business relationship. 2 weeks later, June 16th of 2016, the Taylor and Tom stunt starts. So, June 16th of 2016, Calvin actually tweets, "It's about to go down." And both delete all social media traces of each other. June 21st of 2016, 5 days later, Tom and Taylor go to Selena Gomez's tour in Nashville. Now, that takes place in Nashville. June of 2016, since it takes place in Nashville, it might be potentially like when Lover could have been written. And then June 24th of 2016, 3 days later, Taylor met Tom's mom in England, and then they went to Rome. Calvin comments, "She controlled the media and the situation. I had no idea what was going on, so that makes it worse from my perspective." Okay. Someone actually anonymously told Tay Tay's Beard on Tumblr that London Boy was actually written for Tom originally. We have no idea who this person is or how or why they know this, but that's what they said. And if you believe them, June 24th of 2016 is when Taylor met Tom's mom in England, and that's probably when London Boy could have been written or might have been written, maybe as early as then, potentially, who knows. And in London Boy, it mentions Motown and American, like in King of My Heart. And it also mentions whiskey, like in Gorgeous, but whiskey is also mentioned in This Is Me Trying. It mentions rumors being true, like in New Romantics, and it mentions the West End, like in Cornelia Street. It mentions Queen, like in Call It What You Want. It mentions Stella McCartney, which, like, yes, she did a collaboration with Stella McCartney, but Karlie also did a sport line with Stella McCartney. In Cornelia Street, she mentions Fresh Page, filling in the blanks as we go, and taking it page by page was mentioned in an interview that she just gave, remember, at February of 2016. Page is also mentioned in New Year's Day. In Cornelia Street, she talks about being in the backseat of a car, drunk on something stronger than the drinks in the bar. Drunk in the car is also mentioned in Cruel Summer. Drinking and being in a car is also mentioned in Getaway Car. I think that June of 2016 is a spot for dress to potentially take place, but there's a lot of places where I think dress could have taken place. Someone like pointed out that Taylor said, "Almost every line is something I came up with a year before, and then when I was writing the song, I just cherry picked." I was really proud of the hook because it sounds like a pickup line, and yet it is a love song about deep and tender feelings. So people started reiterating again that she had the lyrics for Dress written like a year before she actually started putting together the song, which places it in about like 2015, maybe 2014. So in Cornelia Street, it does mention like now the storm is coming, and in Endgame it says after the storm something was born on the 4th of July. And I think that's just like an interesting connection. And then 4th of July happens, July of 2016. And after the storm, something was born on the 4th of July, I think could potentially be maybe 4th of July 2016, but it could also potentially be 4th of July 2015 or 2014. Who knows? Maybe it's about Swiftgron, right? Maybe it's July of like 2012. I'm not sure. And I really don't know. I'm really not sure. I think it could go either way, anyway. But in 2016, at the 4th of July party, Taylor and Ed did perform together a song. July 7th of 2016, so 3 days later, Taylor went with Tom to Australia. And July 13th of 2016, it was revealed that Taylor Swift wrote "This Is What You Came For" and Calvin threw shade. And this is when everything just happened at once. It was just awful. So then, Karlie's inactive July 16th through 2017. And July 17th of 2016, the hashtag Taylor Swift is over gets trending due to Kim's bandwagon selective Snapchat releases of that phone call that happened. And Taylor made a public statement. Show me the proof of what I said. Like, where's the video of Kanye telling me he was going to call me what he called me in that song? It doesn't exist because it never happened. She said, being falsely painted as a liar when I was never given the full story or played any part of the song is character assassination. Which I find an interesting term to use because the old Taylor can't come to the phone right now. She's dead. And then she wrote an entire persona character for Reputation. Cruel Summer could potentially be, you know, about summer of 2016 and all of this that was going down. I think it could also be about summer of 2012. So 3 years later, she gives that Rolling Stone interview about the situation that's happening, and she says, when my life took a very dramatic shift all of a sudden, I knew what to make next, which is a strange dichotomy. So Kim released that video, and everyone just really hated on Taylor, which at this time is the setting for This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. July 19th of 2016, she's playing King of My Heart on the electric guitar. July 22nd of 2016, Taylor returns from Australia with Tom. July 26th of 2016, Taylor gives her deposition regarding her sexual assault case. This is just a week or two after the Kim Ye phone call video incident happened. And she's still going through all of this. And it's so awful to see what was all going on at the same time. It's so heartbreaking to see everything that was going on in her life at that time. It's really sad. July 27th of 2016, she goes to LA to the gym, but avoids being photographed by walking sideways. You can tell she's really over it. She's been over it for a long time. She was already thinking of going into hiding and stepping away from the limelight. August 1st of 2016, she's working on the King of My Heart production in studio with Martin and Shellback.
To me like the American dream.
Taylor is this all-American girl. She's like the American dream, and I think we're gonna have a lot of fun.
August 2nd of 2016, she's playing King of My Heart on the piano in LA, and she's wearing the same jacket that she's wearing in the Call It What You Want video. August 3rd of 2016, King of My Heart is recorded, and you can tell that it's August 3rd because she's wearing the same outfit that she actually FaceTimed Karlie with on her birthday, August 3rd of 2016. You can see that there's daisies in the photo, and Taylor posts a picture of her and Karlie saying, "I love you, Karlie." It's like all caps with an exclamation point. So loud, but so quiet. I love you, Karlie. You're such an exquisite person, always trying to make things better for others. Every day I'm inspired by how giving, loving, and thoughtful you are. Happy 24th birthday. August 4th of 2016, Karlie posts a picture of paper lanterns, and she tags it as being in Italy. And August 5th through 7th of 2016, Karlie actually has a birthday party, and Taylor is there.
I know you got this. Let's
And Karlie is inactive. And August 11th of 2016, Taylor's gardening with her parents in Rhode Island, making it a point that she isn't with Tom in LA. and they hadn't seen each other in a couple weeks, but they followed each other on Instagram the next day, August 12th of 2016. I just want to point out that Taylor's shirt that she's wearing at this time is super gay. August 14th of 2016, Taylor sends her private jet to Tom to fly him to Rhode Island to see her for a day before he leaves the country again. August 15th of 2016, Karlie defends Taylor because everyone is talking so much mess about her. I will not allow the media to misconstrue my words. Taylor has always had my back and I will always have hers. Which is just have my back every day, and it's nice to have a friend. Which, at this time in her life, yeah, it is nice to have a friend. August 16th of 2016, Karlie posts a picture wearing a jacket with an eye on it. And you can read more into the eye theory. I've linked down below the eye theory for 9W1FT on Tumblr. And in the picture she captions, "Hey LA," with like I come in peace sign with a palm tree, which I think is probably like a double entendre. And palm trees are really significant too in the Lover era and Lover promotion. So there's a birthday rental that Karlie gets to have. And in August of 2016, Karlie and Taylor spent time at a very expensive ranch in Wyoming. Karlie's birthday is in August, so likely a very expensive birthday gift from Taylor. And there's a bunch of pictures of that as well. You can see a photo that Karlie posted from that trip, and you can see Taylor actually in the background of that photo. And this happens August 20th through 23rd in Saratoga, Wyoming. And you can see that the jacket that Karlie's wearing is the same jacket that Taylor is wearing just like a week, if not a few days later. Now the inside of Karlie's jacket is gray and the inside of Taylor's jacket later is orange. But it's the same jacket. And this is also a place potentially where Daylight might have been written, or about this Saratoga, Wyoming trip. And in Daylight it mentions smoke, like it does in Dancing with Our Hands Tied and The Archer. It mentions woke up just in time, like in Dress. It mentions the truth, like in It's Nice to Have a Friend. Putting Daylight anywhere, honestly, is pure guessing. I have no idea when Daylight could have been written, but I do know that Daylight was written before Lover. Now, because it was written before Lover, Lover was probably most likely written October or November of 2016. And when she wrote Lover, it was the halfway point for the Lover album. This means half the Lover album was written by October or November of 2016 potentially. And when Taylor wrote Lover, she had the idea to call the album Daylight up until that point. Also, when Britney's wedding happened just 6 months prior in February, she said she had no clue what was to come after 1989 yet. But also in an interview given before that, she mentioned she had written a handful of songs for the album that was to come after 1989. So I don't know, like I don't know what was going on in her head at the time musically. But I will say that Daylight does kind of echo Windows Flung Wide Open in Cornelia St. August 24th of 2016, again you can see that Taylor wears the same jacket that Karlie wore on that Wyoming trip, which is probably where the lyric "Jacket around my shoulders is yours" comes from Cornelia St. This is when she goes out to lunch with Todrick. So August 24th of 2016, reports say that Tom and Taylor had an argument early August, and that they weren't spending as much time together lately, and at the time they had 3 weeks distance. And Taylor was at Manhattan, New York gym, and she smiled at paparazzi, and then she goes to dinner with Todrick. Now, August 26th of 2016, Taylor skips the VMAs and wasn't nominated for anything anyways. And then August 29th of 2016, Taylor does jury duty in Nashville. These pictures, and she seems to be pretty happy and smiling. And then that same day, she writes that the summer is the apocalypse. And that's in Nashville. So again, Lover could have been written there as well. The summer being the apocalypse really parallels to her castle crumbling overnight, like in Call It What You Want, which also is similar to My Kingdom Come Undone in Hoax. Your faithless love's the only hoax I believe in, and no other shade of blue will do. Maybe summer of 2016 is like the setting of Hoax. Maybe, I don't know. September 2nd of 2016, Karlie posts a picture again alluding to the eye theory. September 2nd or 3rd of 2016, she's reworking through the song Gorgeous. September 3rd of 2016, Austin posts a photo of a pool inflatable duck with the caption, breadcrumbs and chill. September 6th of 2016, 3 days later, reports say that Taylor and Tom are broken up. And I think that this is probably when she came up with the album concept of Reputation, maybe. Because when the reports come out, it's the same day that she's like getting papped, just looking so happy and like she's living her best life. And she's wearing a sweatshirt with the word wine on it, which echoes I was just drinking in Getaway Car and I didn't pour the whiskey and this is me trying. Now, this outfit that she's wearing September 6th of 2016 is in a museum. Like that outfit specifically, in a museum dedicated to displaying iconic moments in her life and career that she curates herself. It's so loud. It's so loud but so quiet. And it's so impressive and respectable and so good. September 12th of 2016, you can see that Karlie is outside of Taylor's apartment. September 16th or 17th, again, she's reworking on Gorgeous on her keyboard with the original lyrics, and that's in Nashville. I wonder what kind of song Gorgeous would have been if it had the original lyrics in it. And it's so interesting to me to see it written this way, and now it makes me want to hear like the original version. And I really hope when she re-records her catalog, I hope it's the original lyrics. I just want it so bad. I want the original lyrics and maybe the original pronouns, but I want original lyrics so badly. September 18th of 2016, someone posts on Twitter that Taylor's back in Nashville. And she's wearing the same outfit and hat that she's wearing in the Making of Gorgeous video. The next month is when Joe and Taylor like begin in the public eye. September 2016 is when Don't Blame Me, Endgame, Ready for It, and So It Goes is probably recorded. And September 28th of 2016 could potentially be which September 28th the cover of September is referring to, but it could also be an earlier September 28th. But September 28th of 2016, Karlie is in France. Now, LGBT History Month happens in October of 2016, and October 8th of 2016 is International Lesbian Day. But October 11th of 2016 is National Coming Out Day, and October 11th of 2016, Taylor had gone out to dinner with Suki, Cara D, Dakota Johnson, and maybe others. They were papped coming and going from the restaurant, and we saw the bodyguard carrying out the tablecloth when they left. And on the tablecloth you can see it's all part of the story. Karlie was inactive October 12th of 2016, so she went to dinner on National Coming Out Day and did It's All Part of the Story and had this big, huge, like, conversation. Apparently it was important. And then the next day, Karlie's inactive, October 12th of 2016, meaning she was like probably hanging out with Taylor, but I bet you something was going on at that point. And I just think it's interesting to see it's all like flowing together and like falling into place, and like the pieces are coming together. It's just so like cool to look back on. October 12th of 2016 might also be like where the line "jacket on my shoulders is yours" also comes from Cornelia St. We noticed that in the Reputation magazine she does those like blue wall photos, but her hair and nails are looking the same as they are when she goes to the Bowery Ballroom October 13th of 2016. So October 11th of 2016 she goes to dinner, writes It's All Part of the Story. October 12th of 2016 Karlie is inactive, which means she's probably hanging out with Taylor. October 13th of 2016 she does this photo shoot of a blue wall, looking strikingly similar to when she goes to that Bowery Ballroom that night, October 13th of 2016, and that night is when she's reported to have hung out with Joe. And it's all very connected. Not to mention Karlie is seen, you know, later, like probably a year later, if not over a year later, in front, taking a picture in front of a blue wall. And I'm not sure why the blue wall was staged in the first place. Like, I'm not sure why she even included it, other than aesthetic, because it is in the lyrics. But like, It's just insane to me. It's insane to me that she looks very similar in the blue wall photo pictures to October 13th, 2016 Bowery Ballroom concert where she was supposed to be at with Joe as like a first date. Obviously, Paper Rings was written before 2016. October 12th of 2016, 1 month after Tom ends, Taylor goes to that concert with Joe on October 13th of 2016, right? And it's in the Bowery Ballroom, and it's that Kings of Leon concert. And she wears the same necklace as she does in the making of Delicate. Now, Taylor's hair, when she was recording Delicate, again, she's putting holes in the timeline, the PR timeline. So, obviously, Delicate was written before 2016. October 15th of 2016, Diana and Winston had that wedding in Morocco. October 22nd of 2016, Taylor does the Austin show, and it was the only live performance she did of 2016. And I noticed there's quite a bit of handful of Swiftgron songs. And then Karlie is inactive October 23rd of 2016, which is Drake's birthday party at Delilah in West Hollywood. And they wear gold stars. December 13th of 2016, Karlie posts a Polaroid of Drake's birthday party of her and Taylor. I just want to point out that if they aren't an item, it's really weird the way that Taylor's hand is positioned on Karlie's neck. I wouldn't allow my best friend to put her hand on my neck if we weren't dating. I just find it just so loud but so quiet. Now there's 3 Polaroids that are part of that night. That was the first one, and then Karlie posts a Polaroid October 27th of 2016 saying happy belated. Again, she posts like a palm tree for a caption, which is indicative of the Lover era. November 2nd of 2016, Austin posts a picture of Olivia. Karlie and Taylor's first summer together was in 2014. Summer of 2014, summer of 2015, summer of 2016. It is now winter of 2016. And the line goes, I've loved you 3 summers now, honey, but I want them all. So, Lover might have been recorded November of 2016. And I just want to say that Lover is also used in Call It What You Want, and Magnetic is used in Lover just like it's used in Gorgeous. And Jack says that the song was written July 17th of 2018, but This Is Our Place makes me think it was written at Cornelia Street, or like about the time of Cornelia Street. But again, like, I'm not sure. Like, I do agree that I don't think it's important when exactly these songs are written, but it's fun to see the story take place and unfold in different set scenes, and it's fun to hear the story unfold on like the Spotify playlist. I just think it's so interesting. It was written in Nashville, and she was in Cleveland July 17th of 2018. I also want to say that the heart eye tattoo review, she says the songs, and the Lover song was done in 1 day. Now later on, Taylor actually posts an Instagram picture of Reputation tour rehearsals where the shirt that she's wearing does have the word Lovers on it, which was a huge Easter egg, but I definitely think it was written in 2016. Now later on, she does do a remix with Shawn Mendes, and I just want to say that Taylor Swift did not put a clip of her telling Brendan what his lines were in Miss Americana for you to think that Shawn Mendes wrote his own verse in Lover. Okay?
There are stars next to your lines.
Okay, cool.
No. So, Shawn's verse in the remix original lyrics of Lover are, we could light a bunch of candles and dance around the kitchen, baby. Dancing in the Kitchen is also in Cornelia Street. Pictures of when we were young would hang on the wall. We would sit on the stoop. I'll sing love songs to you when we're 80. See, I finally got you now, honey. I won't let you fall. Finally got you. Finally is like, you know, all's well that ends well to end up with you. Look in my eyes. They will tell you the truth. I'll tell you the truth, but never goodbye. The girl in my story has always been you. The girl in my story has always been you. I'd go down with the Titanic. It's true for you, lover. It's insane to me. I cannot get over how loud Taylor is while also being so quiet. Now, Jack tweets years later about making the song Lover. Did this one entirely at Electric Lady in New York City. Only Laura Sisk and Taylor in the room. Taylor wrote every stitch of this song. Taylor wrote every stitch of this song and came in and played it for me. Just a perfect moment to hear when she had done Alone the night before. So November 7th of 2016, Lord's birthday happens, and she's wearing like this huge ring while Karlie and Taylor are on either side of her kissing. And if you just remove Lord, it's Karlie and Taylor kissing with the huge ring in the middle, like a wedding. And people say it resembles the scene in the Man music video. I think Cornelia St might have been written like November of 2016. I think it might have been written as one of the very last songs on Lover, maybe. But I mean, I'm just going to talk about it. I have no idea when Cornelia St could have been written, but we'll just talk about it while we're discussing November of 2016. So in Cornelia St it mentions blanks, like in blank space. It mentions card sharks, which I think resembles About to Play My Ace in New Romantics. Now, if we're talking about Cornelia St being written maybe November of 2016, when she says years ago, by the time Lover is released, it would only be a year and a half prior. So she moved out of Cornelia St March of 2017. Now, also, holding hands on the street isn't possible at that point in time in November of 2016 because 1, the election, and 2, her and Karlie are already being suspected. Holding hands on the street, years ago we were just inside, could be a futuristic lyric, like as a hope for the future maybe. Also, Hope It Never Ends sounds like a hope for like a new relationship, especially since like a rental is something known to be finite. Also, at the end of Cornelia St there's rain and storm sounding, like foreshadowing hard times in my opinion, or like the storm. The day after Lord's birthday, November 8th of 2016, Trump wins the presidential election, which is what Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince is supposed to be all about. Now, I want to say that at the end of Cornelia St, storm sounds happen, and then Trump wins the election, November 8th of 2016, and in Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, it says, now the storm is coming. Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince was said to be written January of 2019, but it makes more sense to me to be written when Trump won the election, November 9th of 2016. And in Miss Americana, it says, my team is losing. Of course, like, I do think it's, like, about homophobia. In Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince, it mentions lights, like in New Romantics and Welcome to New York, because remember, before the lights didn't blind her, and now she's lost in the lights. In Miss Americana, it mentions rose thorns, like in Call It What You Want, blank space, and the Wonderland emoji, as well as, like, a rose grew up out of ice-frozen ground, like in the lakes. It mentions Run Away With You, like in Call It What You Want, and in Call It What You Want, it says, I remember late November, holding my breath, would you run away with me? And in the Cardigan prologue, it says, whispers of running away and never doing it. Now, again, in Miss Americana, it says a storm is coming, and a storm is also mentioned in Clean, Call It What You Want, Cornelia St. The sound of a storm is mentioned. Miss Americana, it mentions a head being hung, like in Cruel Summer and in Clean. And it also mentioned bad girl, like in I Did Something Bad, and So It Goes. November 12th of 2016, a month later, Taylor goes to Joe's movie screening, and again, she's using that black umbrella, walking backwards, sidestepping, really not wanting to be seen, and then she has a social media blackout for a year. Again, the election had just happened, and now Trump is in charge, and she's like, we gotta go into hiding. not to mention she had an awful summer. Now in the Reputation magazine you can see all the things she did during that time that she took to herself, and you can see the fire, like in He Built the Fire Just to Keep Me Warm, and you can also see it probably in the Call It What You Want music video. Now winter 2016 is probably what it's talking about when it says living in winter, I am your summer and me. This is probably also where the scene is set for the song Peace on Folklore. I'm not sure where I Did Something Bad could have been written or what it could be about, honestly, but I know someone has said that it was written some point between November 13th and 19th of 2016. I believe this song was either about like making a pop album, like the album 1989, her label, getting talked about a lot for dating Tom so suddenly and how quickly that was. There's so many things that this song could be about, and maybe it's about all of them, maybe it's about none of them, maybe it's about some here and there, but I Did Something Bad is such an interesting song to me to just sit with, especially the live tour version. I do want to point out that in Look What You Made Me Do is present tense, and I did something bad. Now the original lyrics of I Did Something Bad is, if you've been on my case for a long time.
You've been my case for a long time, so I had a little fun on, a little bit more fun whining. So much shame, most fun I ever had, and I do it over and over if I could. No, I started out going, and I do it over and over and over again if I could.
Also, what is this? Why is it there? What does it mean? How is it relevant? Someone tell me, please. Winter of 2016. Taylor Swift says in the Miss Americana documentary that she's sad that she didn't publicly outright support Democrats 2 years ago, which would have been November of 2016, and was in such a horrendous place that she wasn't going to pop her head out of the sand for anything. Yeah, facts. Now, I think the election happened, and then she realized she'd have to say goodbye to Karlie, at least publicly. And I think that this is what Death by a Thousand Cuts is about. She said it was inspired by the movie Something Great, which wasn't released until April 9th of 2019. And she mentioned that on Ellen May 15th of 2019, almost a month after the movie came out. And she said that she had just recently watched it. But what we noticed after watching Someone Great is that the street of Cornelia Street is shown in that movie. She might have watched it, saw Cornelia Street, and then like that's the connection that she made with Death by a Thousand Cuts, but like that's the only connection we made with that movie and this song. In Death by a Thousand Cuts, it does mention This Love, right? It talks about boarded up windows like in Call It What You Want. It talks about a chandelier like in the Cornelia apartment and in This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things. It talks about See You Everywhere, which is just New York City because Karlie's a famous model all over New York. It talks about pages like in Cornelia Street and New Year's Day. It talks about hips like in Boss God. It talks about United We Stand like in Miss Americana. It talks about fears like in Dancing with Our Hands Tied, as well as This Is Me Trying. It talks about Touching Your Hand like in Ready For It, You Are in Love, and Delicate, as well as It's Nice to Have a Friend. It talks about drugs like in Don't Blame Me and Endgame. And it talks about plans like in I Think He Knows, as well as Hoax. And it talks about wine like in Boss God and Dress. It talks about death like in Look What You Made Me Do. I just want to say that the line Death by a Thousand Cuts is actually used in a book called The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. And it's a book by Taylor Jenkins Reid. And the novel tells the story of the fictional Hollywood star who at the age of 79 decides to give a final interview to an unknown journalist. Taylor has never been married, but she has had 8 boyfriends. The line Death by a Thousand Cuts is used because of how much it hurts Celia every time Evelyn stunts with beards. And the quote says, I put her in a position to continually have to approve of my choices at her own expense. Celia may have left me in a huff, but it was a death by a thousand cuts. At one point in time, Taylor did post a picture of Olivia sitting on a book, and it says, Olivia loves to read historical Hollywood biographies. November 19th of 2016 is the date that Taylor puts on a Polaroid in the Reputation magazine. And November 19th of 2016, Karlie is inactive. And she captions a photo in the magazine, "How would you feel having a song written about you?" I'm not sure why she would ask Karlie how she would feel having a song written about her when she's been writing songs about Karlie for a long time now. I can also see that in fall or winter 2016, she is pictured with a horse from the Reputation magazine. And again, Karlie's family owns a ranch. November 20th of 2016, Austin posts a quote from Toto Africa, and the quote goes, "It's gonna take a lot to drag me away from you," with a photo of a man in the rain from the LA County Museum of Art. She released Cornelia St on Lover in 2019, which contains a reference to Toto and Autumn. "Windows flung wide open, autumn air, jacket around my shoulders is yours. We bless the rains on Cornelia St." Taylor also liked that photo that Austin posted. Karlie was not active on social media, and it was Thanksgiving, and Taylor has like a Friendsgiving on the beach.
What's that bringing to the beach? Street. Nope. Street. Up where they run, up where they stay all day in the sun, wandering free. Wish I could be part of that world. What would I be if out of these waters? To see the day warm on the sand, like we did today for Thanksgiving. That's they understand, but they don't reprimand their daughters. Right young women, swimming, ready to my questions and some answers. What's a fire and why does it? What's the word? Burn. I love to explore that shore up above. Out of the sea, yes. Wish I could be part of that world.
November 27th of 2016, Austin posts a photo of windows that match her Cornelia St apartment with the caption, "Sky on the west side." West side. Taylor likes the photo. November 28th of 2016, Karlie posts a picture in Walmart cuddling a huge giraffe, and she says, "Found my soulmate in aisle 10." And it's probably because she's looking at Taylor taking the picture. December 9th of 2016, I Don't Want to Live Forever is released. December 10th through 14th of 2016, Taylor and Karlie are in Australia. Late November is when Taylor said, "You don't need to save me, but would you run away with me?" And Karlie says, "Yes, and call it what you want." And then "save me" is also mentioned in "I did something bad." And then "running away with you," voted most likely to run away with you, is said in Miss Americana. And in the folklore prologue, it says whispers of running away and never doing it. Now, I think in late November they planned a trip to Australia for Taylor's birthday in December. And I think Australia is where Taylor spends her birthday again in 2016. But whispers of running away and never doing it is interesting to me given this information. Now, I find it interesting as well that while in the US winter is going on, summer is going on in Australia. "Living in winter, I am your summer," like in Me. The "If You're Anything Like Me" poem, she says, "Saw the one who wanted you anyway," which really echoes "I'm a mess, but I'm the mess that you wanted" in Dancing with Our Hands Tied. Not to mention, mess is also used in "Godforsaken Mess That You Made Me" in Illicit Affairs. December 13th, 2016, Karlie posts, that photo, that Polaroid of her and Taylor. Ride or Die, I think, is so punny too, considering August and Betty and Getaway Car and Cruel Summer. While in Australia, Karlie posts pictures, and the first one is sun kisses because she is the sun and she's kissing. She also captions, "I'm never leaving," because she's never leaving Taylor. She posts another picture captioned "No filter necessary," and she posts that little arrow through the heart emoji. Also, the arrow through the heart reminds me of The Archer. And a Timoji pack that was actually released is the Animals event, and it uses all of these animals from Australia. Now, 3 years later, August 2nd of 2019, Karlie posts a picture of her jumping into the lake. I think that this picture was actually taken December of 2016. Because December of 2016, Taylor turned 26, and Karlie captioned this picture, "Kissing 26 goodbye." December 20th of 2016, Karlie posts a picture of her standing in the middle of these very tall wood trees, the ones that look very similar to folklore, and the ones that are depicted over and over again throughout the coming years in both Taylor and Karlie's backgrounds. December of 2016 is also when that Polaroid is in the Reputation magazine as well, captioned, "You don't need to save me, but would you run away with me?" Yes. And you can see those trees also depicted in the Reputation magazine. December 29th of 2016, in New Year's Day, it mentions Lost, like in False God. It mentions Road, like in False God. It mentions Toast, like in Endgame. It mentions Page, like Cornelia St. It mentions a Polaroid, and there were a lot of Polaroids in both the Reputation and the 1989 era. And it mentions Forevermore, kind of like marriage, like in Paper Rings. Someone pointed out that in the set list for the Reputation tour, Why She Disappeared, the poem, is a video interlude. And it's a sequel to ... more. And someone said, "You and me forevermore." New Year's Day is right before the video, like the video that's depicted. I think Why She Disappeared, the poem, is probably like late 2016, winter of 2016. Not to mention Karlie's inactive December 31st of 2016, which is night of New Year's Eve. Call It What You Want, I think, was late 2016 as well, or early 2017. Call It What You Want mentions a castle, like in New Romantics, as well as like Kingdom Come Undone, like in Hoax, and Kingdom Keys, like in Look What You Made Me Do. It mentions a gun, like in Look What You Made Me Do, as well as like Smoking Gun from Hoax. It mentions a storm, like in Clean, Endgame, Death by a Thousand Cuts. It mentions fire, like in This Love and I Know Places, and the idea of candles, and the fire depicted in the Reputation magazine, and the fire depicted in the I Did Something Bad emoji. Now, it also says the word lover, and it talks about chain around my neck, like in So It Goes in Dancing with Our Hands Tied. I find it so cheeky of Taylor that the lyric video for Call It What You Want has repeating my's, like my, like in Death by a Thousand Cuts and Lover. I noticed in the Taymoji has love can be a prickly thing with thorns. And also in the Taymoji of Call It What You Want, it says always find a way to shine through, which is like daylight. It's literally, she's showing us daylight. Also in the Taymoji of Call It What You Want, it has Taylor and it says my baby's fit like a daydream. And I swear half of that Taymoji is probably Karlie's face. I swear. Go read about it in that eye theory. This was probably also when, like, If You're Anything Like Me was written, during that whole, like, seclusion that she did from the world. In January of 2017, Taylor secretly snuck into rehearsal facilities in both London and LA in order to prepare for the Look What You Made Me Do video shoot. And again, you see that eye theory, but you also see that women wearing cat masks are robbing a bank in the music video. Diana's nickname is famously known as Pussy Bandit. And I just think that that's so loud. Now, January 3rd of 2017, she writes a diary entry, and she says, this time last year, I was living in LA, which would have been January of 2016. We've been together and no one has found out for 3 months, meaning no one's found out since October of 2017, which is when, like, she would have went into hiding. The diary entry we've noticed, if you put it together, is in the shape of a butterfly, which now we know Lover is a lot of butterfly imagery. I don't know if there's lakes in Australia, but if the lakes was written around this time, again, it mentions hunters, like in I Know Places, name dropping, like in I Did Something Bad, auroras, which is sometimes referred to as northern lights or polar lights, or dawn, kind of like ultraviolet, morning light below and afterglow. And it mentions frozen ground in the lakes, like in Hoax, and Dancing with Our Hands Tied. And it also mentions a cliffside in the lakes, like in Hoax. January 8th of 2017, the I Don't Want to Live Forever music video is shot very early in the morning in London, which is where she was based at the time anyway, also shooting the Look What You Made Me Do music video.
The video is all about like longing and pining and tension and just kind of the struggle of missing someone who you can't have or who isn't there.
And she did it early in the morning so that she wouldn't be packed by paparazzi, probably.
It's really important to wear like subtle jewelry in music videos, I've learned. I am very, very, very excited.
So in 2017 is also probably when she recorded like Getaway Car, I Did Something Bad, This Is Why We Can't Have Nice Things, and Call It What You Want. And Reputation was supposed to release mid-2017. And the earliest would have been like April 2017, the latest would probably have been June 2017. She said she wanted it to be a summer album. And I've noticed that Lover was a summer album, and Folklore was also a summer album. And this furthers my theory that Reputation, Lover, and Folklore are all telling the same story over and over again in different ways, from different perspectives, and in different sounds. And it makes me think of the lyric, I was so ahead of the curve and the curve became a sphere, a circle, a sphere, over and over telling the story. And I think she really wants us to get it before she comes out. That's just my theory, in my opinion. February 14th of 2017, Karlie actually posted a Valentine's video, and it referred to her significant other and referencing things from the Vogue Best Friends video, and included a thumb war, and was quoted in Love magazine saying she loves Taylor Swift for who she is. March of 2017 would have been their 3-year anniversary, and it reminds me of the lyric in Invisible String, Bold was a waitress on our 3-year trip getting lunch down by the lakes. She said I look like an American singer. Which makes sense, she would have been in hiding at that time. March 7th of 2017, Austin posts a sunset in a parking lot with a green street light. Remember, green light is heavily associated with the I Don't Want to Live Forever music video, The Great Gatsby, and also depicted in the Delicate music video. And Austin posted this picture captioning it with the dock light. and it's a reference to the green dog light in The Great Gatsby again, and by association the character of Daisy. Taylor openly loves F. Scott Fitzgerald's writing and references The Great Gatsby on Reputation. Yeah, she does. As well as 1989. And feeling so Gatsby for that whole year, it keeps on mentioning it in 2017, 2016, 2015, and 2014. And I'm going to do a video later of all the film and book references in Taylor Swift's music and career, and just see like what she's interested in throughout the timeline. Now I think early 2017 is when she's probably like, you know, healing and feeling a lot better. She moves out of the Cornelia Street apartment by early of 2017. She was there for about a year. This is probably when the Trick to Holding On poem was written. She moved out of the Cornelia Street apartment by early of 2017, and the lyric in Cornelia Street goes, "I packed my bags, left Cornelia Street before you even knew I was gone." Cornelia Street apartment sells April 2017, and April 9th of 2017, there are those same trees again. Fire building. He built a fire just to keep me warm. They're being so loud. Now, National Picnic Day happens April 21st, and then years later, Taylor gives an interview about Reputation. In that time of her life, she says, "The moments of my true story on that album are songs like Delicate, New Year's Day, Call It What You Want, and Dress. The 1-2 punch bait and switch of Reputation is that it was actually a love story. It was a love story in amongst chaos. All the weaponized sort of metallic battle anthems were what was going on outside. That was the battle raging on that I could see from the windows, and then there was what was happening inside my world, my newly quiet, cozy world that was happening on my own terms for the first time." It's weird because in some of the worst times of my career and reputation, dare I say, I had some of the most beautiful times in my quiet life that I chose to have. I had some of the most incredible memories with the friends I now knew cared about me, even if everyone hated me. The bad stuff was really significant and damaging, but the good stuff will endure. The good lessons. You realize that you can't just show your life to people. It's like bittersweet, guys. May 16th of 2017, 6 months later, reports say Taylor and Joe are dating, emphasizing that they've been together for months and have kept it secret from the media. Right before the Reputation tour starts, this photo is released, and then after that, she immediately made her catalog available on Spotify. So clearly for promotional purposes. And that's how it will continue to be for the remainder of this like relationship that she's in. It's very, very loudly promotional. Like the loudest of promotion than all her previous relationships, in my opinion. June 2nd of 2017, Diana shares Francis and the Light song Friends featuring Bon Iver. July 6th of 2017, Karlie posts a picture of her in the Chateau de Wildeville, and she says, "Lavender fields forever." She says it was actual heaven on earth. July 25th of 2017, she's at her New York apartment with Joe with their hoodies up. And then August 3rd of 2017, Karlie turns 25 and goes to Disney. August 8th of 2017, Taylor goes to trial in regards to her sexual assault case. And then August 10th of 2017, she gives her testimony. And then 4 days later, August 14th of 2017, Taylor wins a trial in regards to her sexual assault case. And, you know, again, she says, like, there's no victory when you win. In an interview years later, she said, in summer 2016, she was in legal depositions practicing her testimony. You're supposed to be really polite to everyone. But by the time she got to court in August, something snapped. Her testimony was sharp and uncompromising, and she refused to allow Mueller's lawyers to blame her or her security guards. When asked if she could see the incident, Swift said, "No, because my ass is in the back of my body." It was a brilliant, rude defense. Because it was a brilliant, rude defense. Good for her. August 21st of 2017, the Ready For It music video is shot. And then that's also the day where Taylor wipes her social media of all previous content. And she kicks off the Reputation era with a snake post on the day of the total solar eclipse. And a news article says that she's trying to upstage an eclipse. And again, eclipse sun is mentioned in hoax. Now, the next day after doing this eclipse, Diana Agron actually posts an Instagram picture, and she says, "Find your light."
So you want to find your light.
Of course.
And you want to find your lens. So find your camera.
Yes, that's my
and find
camera.
your light.
And she's like halfway in the light and halfway in the dark, which reminds me of the partial eclipse in my heart emoji, but maybe it's coincidental. I don't know.
Can't nobody love you like I'm loving you, baby, 'cause they don't know how to love you like I do. Can't nobody love you like I'm loving you right now, 'cause they don't know how to love you like I do. Oh, I'm gonna love you in the morning, love you late at night. Ain't gonna stop loving you till you tell me everything's alright. Can't nobody love you like I'm loving you right now, 'cause they don't know how to love you like I.
August 24th of 2017, Diana posts a video singing "Can't Nobody Love You the Way I'm Loving You, Baby, 'Cause They Don't Love You Like I Do." And she captions it "Zombie Love." And then 3 days later, August 27th of 2017, the "Look What You Made Me Do" music video drops. And Zombie Taylor is in it. Now, I do want to say August 27th of 2017, when the "Look What You Made Me Do" music video drops, is also 13 days after the trial. August 31st of 2017, some fans on Twitter noticed that Diana unfollows Taylor on Instagram. And then September 2nd of 2017, Abigail has her wedding and Taylor is the maid of honor.
He's running after him, they're falling, they're stumbling. They make it to the bathroom and I hear sounds that I can never unhear. And then there's silence, and then
September 7th of 2017, Taylor releases a video promoting Reputation with Andy Samberg, and in it the narrator says she sees a dude in a dolphin shirt, and she's like Googling dolphins. And, you know, years before this, Austin changed his Twitter name to the Dolphin Club. And in September of 2017, she sees a dude in a dolphin shirt. Easter egg doesn't hatch until Jack Leopard's in the Dolphin Club debuts in 2020. September 10th of 2017, Jeffree Star tweets, and it gets clapped back later in Taylor's Endgame music video, saying that he's wearing Taylor Swift's skin, and then she wears the exact same thing in the Endgame music video, being a snake as she's leading her 8 boyfriends and being the leader and controlling everything and laughing about it. Love it. History Month happens October of 2017, and she buys her second apartment in October of 2017, which I think was just a renovated apartment that she had, which I think was just the apartment she already had in New York but now renovated. And it has like a chandelier, fireplace, library, bookcases. October of 2017, she films the London portion of the Endgame music video, and then October 11th is National Coming Out Day. October 13th of 2017, she does the Reputation secret session in London. October 14th of 2017, someone posted on Tumblr, "I'm ready for the Queen of Sex and Shade and Symbolism to baptize me in snake venom," and Taylor liked it. Mind you, she's having Reputation secret sessions during LGBT History Month. October 29th through November 22nd of 2017, Karlie follows Diana and friends on social media, but Diana doesn't follow back. Now, this is shortly after Diana unfollows Taylor on Instagram. And I don't know what happened or what's going on or why. Like, what? I don't know what that's about, but that's what happened. Interesting. November 8th of 2017, Karlie actually presents Taylor with the CMA Award for Better Man.
We are in the homeland of country music, but Nelly's playing on the radio, and I actually couldn't change it because it was Nelly.
I know you got this. Let's go.
She also wears a snakeskin jacket on this trip.
And the CMA Award for Song of the Year. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Goes to Better Man, Taylor Swift. Okay, and the CMA Award for Song of the Year. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Goes to Better Man, Taylor Swift.
Which everyone thought was random, but we knew. We knew. November 10th of 2017, she does the cover of American Girl in New York. And Reputation was released also that day, November 10th of 2017. And it was supposed to release mid-2017, but, you know, because it was supposed to be a summer album, but that trial. November 10th of 2017 is also when her contract expires with Big Machine Label Group. November of 2017 was when Taylor did that interview with Time about her court case. That was also when she finally received the dollar in late November, early December that she had won in the court case many months prior, back in August. So the dollar that she sued for in court wasn't given to her until 3 to 4 months later. Ugh. So November 13th of 2017, Diana posts Find Your Light.
Find your light.
Of course.
And you want to find your lens. So find your camera.
Yes, that's my
and find
camera.
your light.
December 4th of 2017, on the anniversary of Kissgate, Taylor posted lyrics of Dancing with Her Hands Tied on Instagram. So this further solidifies for people that because it was posted on the anniversary of Kissgate, Dancing with Her Hands Tied lyrics, Dancing with Her Hands Tied is about Kissgate. December 13th of 2017, she turns 28 and Karlie does a birthday post for her saying, "Happy, happy birthday, Taylor Swift." And she has a little star emoji. Again, stars. Very important. So, her and Joe have been super secretive until this point, again, 2 days before the Reputation tour ticket sales, when everyone was saying they weren't going to sell. Come on. December 15th of 2017, the Swift Life app is released, and it blends in some Jewish symbolism in there. Mind you, Karlie didn't switch to Judaism, but it was understood at the time that she might have switched to Judaism by marriage. But friendly reminder that Diana is Jewish, and Karlie was perceived to be Jewish as well. Just saying. Now, December 15th of 2017, Todrick Hall was talking to the Kid Craddock morning show.
Yeah, she said this has been the best year of her life.
I love it. Yeah, there was a time last year, I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything, but she was dating someone who I never actually met this person, but I could just tell every time I would talk to her, she would hunch over, and I sent her this picture of her as Quasimodo that I edited because I was like, you cannot turn into Quasimodo for this guy. Every time you say his name, you hunch over.
Wow.
And now she's so happy, standing up completely straight and so tall and so confident, and I just love it. I'm so happy for her, and I cannot wait to see this tour.
And on this show, he says, there was a time last year, I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything. He says, Taylor was dating someone. I'd actually never met this person, but I could just tell every time I would talk to her, she would hunch over. Now she's so happy, standing up completely straight and so tall and so confident. I just love it. Which is weird because Taylor was believed to be dating Karlie this whole time, the past 3 to 4 years. Now, I don't know if Todrick said this as part of the PR game, or if he's talking about maybe an illicit affair, or if Taylor is maybe not with Karlie. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like, is Taylor with Diana? Like, I don't know, but that's what Todrick said December 15th of 2017. And it might be part of the PR game. Who knows? December 20th of 2017, she films the Miami portion of the Endgame music video. January 9th of 2018, Karlie posts again, I heart you with a blue heart. January 10th of 2018, again, is Andrea's birthday. Things are going fine, like Reputation is being promoted. And then Calvin posts a huge monologue on Twitter about bearding and how growing a beard was supposed to help him in the music industry. It was very, like, I can't believe he just, like, put it out there and then everyone just dismissed it for what it was. Because it was loud, is what it was. Now, February 2018, Taylor gets sued again for copyright lyrics and Shake It Off, and the case is dismissed again, and now it's back up again in 2020. So February 12th of 2018, the Carolina Herrera fashion show happens again, and Karlie and Diana interact, and Diana actually tells Karlie that she's so gorgeous. And Derek is like, you can tell he's like legitimately shocked that Diana had the gall to say that to Karlie. It's so ballsy and I love it. Oh my gosh. I just noticed that collections can be traded for stars was like a big thing in the Swift life. And stars, again, is a really important theme. Now, February of 2018, they go to Big Sur. And they go at the same time, obviously. And it's around the 4-year anniversary of their first trip there. And their actual dating anniversary is like March 6th. But they spent a lot of time in LA in January and February while feuding rumors between them peaked. And this culminated in them being in Big Sur area at the same time near the 4-year anniversary of their iconic road trip. And they really could have like easily hidden this if they chose to. But like they didn't. Karlie also posted like when Bae doesn't answer your call on like a FaceTime call. And it's an app just only for Apple devices, and Taylor has an iPhone X, and Karlie had an iPhone X, but Josh has a Samsung Galaxy. Now, iPhone X is, at the time, brand new phone, like in Cardigan. Oh my gosh. Not to mention that, like, in the posts that all of them post about this trip to Big Sur, they use, like, the sparkly emoji, which is used immediately a month later for the Delicate music video premiere. And the heart that Taylor uses in the Delicate note for the promotion of the music video is the same heart used in the Klossy logo. Again, they post the same emoji. And the same bird with the same outfit, the same haircut, all of it is depicted in the Lover music video. Now, March 5th is Taylor's dad's birthday. So they go to Big Sur together, and then just like a couple days later in March of 2018, Taylor and Joe go hiking. And I don't know who wears jeans to go hiking, but that's what Joe was told to do, as well as wear Nikes because it was mentioned in the Delicate music video that was about to drop. Promotional PR purposes with PDA and sightings for promotional purposes only. Now, again, right after that, the Delicate music video drops, March 11th of 2018, while dancing freely in the rain. Now, dancing in the rain is equivalent to like singing in the rain, which is depicted in the Me performance and music video. Later on, the Joe's Deli sign in the Delicate music video is actually erased completely. Not to mention that when she walks into the dive bar on the east side, the Golden Gopher, the address that's depicted on there is 365, which is the anniversary of Kaylor, March 6, 2015. Well, 2014, but like the 1 year would have been 2015. Now, the Gopher is actually a popular queer-friendly bar in LA. It's just so meticulous and thought out, and it's so impressive. It's always been incredibly impressive, and I cannot wait for her to potentially dig right into it in the future. This is also about the time when an article was released saying Karlie Kloss on Taylor Swift breakup rumors. Don't believe everything you read. Which is such a double entendre. You can also see that at one point Taylor is depicted wearing a ring, and it's the same ring that Karlie later on wears. And Taylor also posts a picture of her music in Times Square, and she says Times Square is looking so delicate right now. And Karlie and Kimby both liked Taylor's posts as soon as it was posted. March 14th of 2018, 3 days after the Delicate music video was released, Karlie posted a picture being in a train station with the number 5 above her. And it says, "You looking at me?" And it's a nod to like track 5, because remember in the music video, Taylor also has the number 5 in a train station. So loud. March 16th of 2018, she publicly posts again about gun violence. So you can see she's really trying to change her political narrative at this point. And March 29th of 2018, the Delicate acoustic dancing Spotify video is released, and she has lover-themed nails in it. I think the video was probably taken at an earlier point, considering like the jacket that she was wearing, like at a colder seasonal time. And March 30th of 2018, she sang at the Bluebird Cafe in Nashville with Bruchetta and her mom in attendance. And then March 31st of 2018, Taylor liked Hayley Kiyoko's tweet that said, "And respect to Taylor and all the brave artists out there sharing their truth with the world. I appreciate you, keep climbing." April 13th of 2016, she covered the song September in Nashville. Interview that Karlie does, she says she has a normal life, a balanced life, and that she's grounded. Now, the song that Taylor played in March of 2018 at the Bluebird Cafe was Babe, and it was supposed to be from the Red era. So 2 weeks later, April 18th of 2018, Diana posts about borrowing a fake bangs hairpiece from set, poking fun at her own alleged commitment issues. Oh my gosh. Now, I don't know if like at this point Taylor and Diana are like talking again, like even as friends, because remember Diana unfollowed Taylor on Instagram, but Karlie tried to follow Diana and Diana didn't follow back. And now a lot of Diana's posts are coinciding with Taylor's. I don't know if it's pure coincidence, because I think it could be pure coincidence, but I can't just ignore it while at the same time Kaylor is going on. So both Karlie and Diana are having posts that are coinciding with Taylor's story at this time. April 20th of 2018, Babe is released as a single. So Taylor sings Babe for the first time at the Bluebird Cafe, says it's supposed to be from her Red album. 2 weeks later, Diana posts about commitment issues, and then 2 days later, Babe is released as a single. So at this time, by April of 2018, she is being more open about her political stance. She is coinciding a lot with both Diana and Karlie, and she's really not trying that hard to appear straight anymore, or at least trying harder to not appear straight. I think by late March or early May of 2018, she signs to Universal Music Group. You can see that she's really deviating away from the narrative and character that Big Machine labeled her with, to where she had to create a completely different persona for the Reputation album. And so now she is becoming her own person and creating her own persona, and it's her and who she really is now. So she's definitely separating, if not already separated, from Big Machine label group. So next we will get into how that evolves and influences her decision to switch record labels and how that goes for her. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again this week. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to do the notification bell, and check out all my other social media. And I hope to see you here next week, and thanks so much.